Good morning, everyone. Now that we've talked about step 0, where you're doing your research first, then you're going into the competition, you're going to get your future scenes, and then you're going to read them. And remember, we're going to find time, place, topic, and directive, so your future scene parameters. After we do all that, and you're in agreement with your group upon what the parameters are, and you guys are ready to move on, you'll be moving on, of course, to step 1. Now, step 1 is where you will be, as a team, identifying 16 challenges, and they're going to come right out of the scene that you're given. And so we're going to break down step 1, or formulating challenges, into 3 different parts. And so the first part is you're going to glean or gain or take information from the future scene. So let's use the old woman in the shoe, for example, that I gave you a few days ago. And what you're going to do is you're going to take something directly from that. And then the next part of this will be creating the challenge. We're saying from this that we took from the scene, or let's say the old woman in the shoe, this is the challenge, and then you're going to say why it's a challenge. And so really you want the what, why, and how. So what is the challenge, why is it a challenge, and how does it relate to the future, or to the scene. And so, for example, let's say I'm going to formulate one for the old woman in the shoe. So this is what a challenge should sound like. And I understand that I haven't told you guys what a challenge is like, because I want you guys to figure it out and be able to formulate your challenges based off of what you've already created. And so here's like an example, and I would say that due to the fact that the old woman had so many children she didn't know what to do, she may neglect some children, therefore leading to depression within those children. And so you'll find that what is the challenge is that she is neglecting her children. Why is it a challenge? Because it may lead to depression among the neglected children. And how does it relate to the future scene, or in this case, the old woman in the shoe? Well, I'm talking about the children, and the first sentence comes right out of the scene saying, due to the fact that she had so many children, she didn't know what to do, ... So that's where all these things get incorporated. And be careful, because when you're taking from the future scene, you never want to assume something or imply or take an implication. So I'm taking directly from the scene. What the scene's giving me, that's what I'm putting into my challenge, if that makes sense. Let's see. Let's formulate another example. We can say that due to the fact that, or I'm going to switch it up and say, since the mother fed her children broth without any bread, they may be hungry, therefore possibly leading to malnutrition. So we're just going to go back through it. What is the challenge is the fact that they may be hungry. That's a challenge. Why is it a challenge? Because it could possibly lead to malnutrition. And how does it relate to the future scene? Well, I'm talking about the children and the mom, and my first part of that challenge is directly from the scene, stating, since she feeds them broth without any bread. And so that's how you formulate challenges. Something really important, this is probably the most important thing with challenges, is you're always going to use, or rather never use definites. So never say, this will happen, etc. Always say may, might, or could. Those are the 3 words that you always want to pay attention to and put in there, may, might, or could, and never say this will happen. Notice how I didn't say due to the fact that she feeds her kids broth without any bread, they will be hungry, therefore they will be malnourished. It's a challenge, it's not a definite thing. So you're saying, notice how I said they may be hungry, or they might be hungry, or they could be hungry. Therefore they may be